Yo, what it do, what it do? It's your boy J-Rod, and I'm back popping with the crew. And today we are going to be going over all of the game twos that has happened so far in the NBA playoffs. Yeah, we'll go over those in a second. Real quick though, I just want to say, as you can see, look at those numbers, man. We got 70% of the people in the last 28 days who have been watching my videos but are not subscribed. If you are consistently watching my videos and not subscribed, do your boy a favor and hit me up with a sub, man. It'd be much appreciated. It really helps the growth. And let's get some females in here, yo. 100% male. Let's get some bitches in here, yo. So we got the game twos. Oh fuck, bounced my desk there. So yeah, man. Starting off, we had Phoenix against Dallas. I mean, that game too. I'll pull up some stats here. First, we'll go over all of them. So Phoenix is up 2-0. Miami is up 2-0. Warriors and Memphis are tied, and the Celtics and the Bucks are tied. So let's go to the box scores of some of these games. We have a Saturday off, so no basketball. Oh, wait. Today's Thursday. Why did I say Saturday? We have a Thursday off, no basketball today. So I figured we should get a video out for y'all. Yeah, so we'll go over the games that happened last night. So this one I was able to watch the full game, but I wasn't able to watch all of the Miami Heat 76ers. I watched like the third and fourth quarter of it. Stopped a little bit after I saw they were kind of starting to blow them out. But yeah, it was a close game all the way up, till late in the third quarter. There was a point where the Mavs, I think they were down by 10, and they had a big 4-point play, which was kind of like a weird 4-point play because the foul was called before the shot went off, but they reviewed it and they gave them the 3 points, which I thought, even if it was reviewed, it didn't matter. I don't know, something weird. But they got the 4-point play, and then they went back, and then they got another 3-point shot. I forgot who hit that one. I think it was Jalen Brunson. And then they made it like a 3-4-point game, which was huge. And then it headed into the fourth quarter where it was close, and then Chris Paul and Devin Booker went on a run. Devin Booker was starting to hit all the shots, and then Chris Paul was hitting his shots. And then as soon as Book went over to the bench, Chris Paul, it was insane, dude. 11 for 16. I feel like he only missed one shot the whole second half, or it might have been the fourth quarter, something like that. It was crazy. Anytime he would bring the ball up, he'd do a little sham god or like a cross hezzy, bring it over and do a fadeaway mid-range and just clean swish. No bank, no rattle around the rim, just clean swish. It didn't matter who was on him. They tried to double team him. As soon as it got doubled, they would just pass it to like JaVale McGee down below. And I got to say something. JaVale McGee needs some more respect. JaVale McGee is a good-ass backup center. Now, he's not going to get you 20 minutes a night, but if you put him in for 10, 15 minutes, he's going to provide you value. Like, JaVale McGee has been so big for this team. Even Bismack Biyombo, he played 18 minutes, which a lot of that was due because there was guys getting into foul trouble early on, like JaVale McGee and DeAndre Ayton. But even Bismack Biyombo, he went out there, he did his thing. And yeah, I mean, this was just all Chris Paul and Devin Booker. And this is a game where I can't even blame the Dallas Mavericks defense because it just seemed like no matter who was on him, Chris Paul was just hitting contested shots. Devin Booker was also, lighting up from 3 in that second half. So there's honestly not too much I have to say about the Dallas Mavericks on the defensive side of the ball because you can't really do much when they're just hitting contested shots. Like that's what makes the Suns team so dangerous when Book and Chris Paul is hot because it's almost like you can't do anything because they play such good control paced basketball while being hot and electric. So yeah, it's crazy. The Mavs, one thing I could say though, offensively, it seems like as soon as they were down by like 10 or 15, they sort of just gave it to Luka and said, here, play hero ball. And I get Luka was having a really good game, especially in that first half, not as much in the third quarter and the fourth. But, although Luka was playing great in the first half, if he starts to slow down, you got to start switching things up. And they sort of went, give it to Luka, now let's give it to Brunson, let's see what he can do. And then they were like, give it to Spencer Dinwiddie. It just seemed like they had a lack of flow in their offense in the second half, which is kind of what they needed. That's the one thing about the Mavs is like when they get down, they just tend to play hero ball. And there's not enough off-ball movement. You just got guys sitting in the corner. It's kind of like the Houston Rockets basketball with James Harden. You got no off-ball screens. You got no guys making cuts. And, yeah, I think they kind of just They needed more creativity on offense. Regardless, I think they would have lost this game just because of how well the Suns were playing. But yeah, I would like to see more creativity in that offense. And Dallas, if I'm the Dallas Mavericks, or if I'm a fan of the Dallas Mavericks, I should be saying I'd start to hit the panic button just a little bit in this series. I mean, you are heading back home, which is big. You have to win Game 3. Game 3 is a must-win game. If you lose, you're not coming back in the series. We'll see what happens. I don't think this will be a 7-game series. I was thinking maybe it'd be 6 or 7. Now I'm looking 5 to 6. I feel like there's got to be at least one game where the Mavs get a W. It's hard for me to see Luka Doncic get swept in the series. But yeah, we'll move over to the next game that happened, which was the Miami Heat against the Philadelphia 76ers. All I got to say is they need Joel Embiid. It's that simple. They need Embiid. Harden, I'm done having faith in Harden to produce anymore. We're not going to have any big nights from Harden. Tyrese Maxey was huge. This is exactly what I said last game before heading into Game 2. I said Tyrese Maxey needs to say, I'm that guy. I'm going out there and I'm taking all the shots. And that's exactly what it did. And that's what had the Sixers be so close in this game. He was getting to the line. He was pushing the pace. And they did fall short because Miami Heat was just able to produce back offensively. Victor Oladipo, I said in the beginning of the postseason that he was going to be a big part of this team when he comes back healthy, and he's done exactly that. I mean, Victor Oladipo has just been it's pretty much you got like 2 Tyler Heroes coming off the bench now. So it's absolutely deadly. And, you know, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, all those guys are still adding a lot of good things on both sides of the court. Jimmy Butler's playing like playoff Jimmy. He's doing great. And it's good to see how well Miami is without Kyle Lowry. But hopefully Kyle Lowry can get back and healthy, because I do want to see some playoff Kyle Lowry. And I'm telling you, people were sleeping on this Miami Heat team. I know the series isn't over yet, but I'm telling you, a lot of people were sleeping on this Miami Heat team as a 1 seed. So I hope I get this right with them going to the finals. I have Miami in 5. I think I'm going to keep it like that. I feel like even if Joel Embiid comes back by that point, it's going to be too late. 76ers are back at their home, though, so that could definitely make a difference. But at this point, I really think it's Tyrese Maxey against everyone. You know, I don't want to disrespect Tobias Harris and James Harden, because they are good players. But obviously, they're great players. But it's just playoffs ain't going well. Now, going to the other games, twos, which happened on Tuesday. We had the Warriors against the Grizzlies. This was a really good game. Klay Thompson ain't it, man. Klay Thompson needs less minutes. Klay Thompson should not be playing 41 minutes. And I know it's hard because, like, you know Klay Thompson in the past, and you know Steve Kerr loves Klay Thompson and everything. Like, I understand that. But you got to be at the point where it's just like Klay isn't ready. He's not. It's that simply put. He's not ready for playoff basketball. That was one of my biggest concerns with the Warriors, is that, you know, if Klay plays great, then they're going to do really well. But if Klay plays how I think he's going to play, which is sort of what's been happening, then this Warriors team isn't going to be the same. There's a lot of shots that Klay's taking where he's doing, like, it's a 1-on-4 fast break, and he does this post fadeaway when all he had to do was slow down the offense and wait for things to develop. And you could see Curry start shrugging. That was in Game 1. That wasn't in Game 2. But there was a thing in Game 2 that happened where Jordan Poole, I think he got an offensive rebound, brought it over to the three-point line to reset the offense, and Klay was calling for the ball at the top of the key. He wasn't even wide open. Like, he was pretty contested, but he was asking for that ball, and Jordan Poole was just sort of waiting to slow things down. Then you could see Klay Thompson throw his hands in the air, all pissed off at him. It's like, Klay, I'm sorry to say it to you, man. You ain't the second option on this team right now. You're simply not. You're the third at best. And it's tough because I know Klay can make those shots, but you got to look at the other guys who are producing, man. You got to do it. I think the Warriors were a little bit unlucky in this game, though. I mean, no one could really hit three-point shots. I mean, look here, 2 for 12 from Klay, 1 for 7 from Wiggins, Steph 3 for 11, 1 for 6 Poole. So I'm not really blaming the shooting struggles on Klay because, you know, everyone had to take shots since it was so bad. No one was necessarily hot. But I'm talking about in future games when other guys are hot, I'm worried that Klay is going to start taking up those shot attempts instead of, you know, slowing down the offense, getting it to the guys like Jordan Poole and Steph Curry, who, let's be honest, deserve the ball more. And you could even argue Andrew Wiggins. I'd like to see Wiggins be a little bit more aggressive on offense. I know he had that one poster dunk. But yeah, I'd like to see him be more aggressive. That Gary Payton foul that Dylan Brooks had on him was absolutely disgusting. Hopefully Gary Payton is okay. You know, I love watching him in playoff basketball and his clamps. And I think Dylan Brooks will be suspended for Game 3, which honestly actually might be a good thing for the Grizzlies, because like, although I do think when Dylan Brooks is hot, he's hot. I mean, he helps out this Grizzlies team a lot, but then there's games where he will chuck up 15 threes. It doesn't matter if he makes one or two, he's going to keep chucking them. And I know he provides a lot of defensive value, but I think it's going to be good for these guys to be able to spread the ball. Ja Morant was insane in that last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. It seemed like anytime he had the ball, he was going to get a bucket, whether it was a three-point shot, a mid-range. He had a play where he got Jordan Poole in an absolute spin cycle. Yeah, Ja Morant was just putting on an absolute clinic, showing he quite possibly could be the best player in this series. And I know that's a lot to say over Steph Curry, but Steph Curry has not been that guy so far in the playoffs. But yeah, when Ja Morant hits 5 threes, most of the time the Memphis Grizzlies are going to win. It's that simple. You know, you don't see Ja taking many threes. But I think the Grizzlies are in a really good spot being tied up 1-1 right now. They go over to Golden State now to where they'll be playing away. But, you know, you haven't had a big game from Desmond Bane yet, which I think will happen. Jaren Jackson did slow down a little bit in this game, which I expected, but I think he'll be able to bounce back for the next one. And some big minutes from Zaire Williams, being the young. I think he's only 18, 19, and he's doing a lot for this team in the playoffs. I kind of went on like a whole. I went on so many different directions there, but there was so much I had to say about this game. This was honestly a game that either team could have won. I mean, if the Warriors hit their threes, they could have easily won this game by like 10 plus. But Ja Morant was just so terrific, especially in the end of that fourth quarter. But Clay's. I don't know, man. Clay's got to be willing to give up the ball more in the series. And then we had the Celtics against the Bucks. First game, Bucks went off against the Celtics. Second game, Celtics responded. Jaylen Brown proved to everyone that he's a stud in this league, and no one should be disrespecting him. He came out here and had a 30 bomb. Absolutely electric in that first half. I think in the first quarter, he had like 22 points. And then Jason Tatum started. He's like, this is my time. And then he started going off in the second half. Yeah, Giannis struggled a lot in that first half, picked it up in the second, but it was just too late by that point. And this is exactly what I said. Keep taking those 3-point shots. I said that in game 1. They had 53 attempts. They only made 16, I believe. And I said, you know what? They're going to give you the 3-point shots. Keep taking them. They'll fall eventually. That's exactly what happened. Made 20 out of 43 threes, 46% from the three. And yeah, I mean, Grant Williams is just a knockdown sharpshooter now. Thank you, Lethal Shooter, for making Grant Williams one of the best forwards in the league. Lethal Shooter has absolutely turned around and carried Grant Williams' career. And I'm still giving credit to Grant Williams, but thank you, Lethal Shooter, man. But yeah, that's really all I had to say about this one right here. I mean, the Celtics just dominated, really. There wasn't much to it. And that is what we got so far for the game 2s. I'll get back with y'all from some updates. I don't know if I'm going to do game 3 updates, but I might do updates after game 4 or 5, depending on what happens. And that was the video. If you guys enjoyed, drop a like on this video. Turn on those post notifications so you do not miss any future videos. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you are watching my videos and you are not subscribed, please do, man. Please do, man. That would mean a lot to your boy J-Rod. But I love y'all, man. Have a nice day, and peace.